Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks are going to the Western Conference Finals. Doncic and Dinwiddie, Reggie Miller are the first teammates to each score 30 points or more in a Game 7 since 2002 when Kobe and Shaq did it.
The Luka Doncic-led Dallas Mavericks beat the title favorite Phoenix Suns in 7 games after being written off after going down 2-0 to start the series. After Game 2, a lot of talk around the major sports media was about how dominant the Phoenix Suns were, and questions were being asked if Luka Doncic could ever win a title because of his liability on defense. The Mavericks went on to win 4 of the next 5 games in historic fashion, and capping off the series in a statement win in the Footprint Center in Game 7. The Mavs did not win because of their high-powered offense, but really on the efforts on the defensive end. And I am here to explain how Jason Kidd made the Dallas Mavericks into legit title contenders. When thinking about the best offensive teams of all time, a lot of people think about the Warriors dynasty, the Showtime Lakers, the Michael Jordan Bulls, the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, and the 2019-2020 Dallas Mavericks. Wait, what? That's right. In Luka Doncic's second season, the Dallas Mavericks had the greatest offensive team of all time. Going into the 2021 season, the Dallas Mavericks put up 115.9 points scored per 100 possessions, which ranked first at that time. Nobody really knows how great that offense was because they got bounced in the first round because they couldn't guard anybody. That season, the Mavericks ranked 21st in defensive efficiency during the regular season and ranked last in defensive points per game in the playoffs. The Mavericks, after the 2020 season, had to look themselves in the mirror and had to make some changes. The big changes for the Mavericks started coming into the 2021-2022 season. It started off with the most important change, in my opinion, by the firing of Rick Carlisle and the hiring of Lakers assistant Jason Kidd. The start of Jason Kidd's coaching career was pretty rough. He only coached 1 year for the Brooklyn Nets before being let go and had that really weird situation where he purposely spilled a drink to call a timeout, which caused some controversy. After the Nets, he coached the Milwaukee Bucks before they started to get really good, which I like to credit him for part of their current success. But nonetheless, he left and all of a sudden they're one of the best teams in the East consistently. Then he won a championship as an assistant coach for the Lakers before being hired as the head coach for the Dallas Mavericks. After Kidd was announced head coach, the obvious move for the Mavs is to sign the franchise superstar for $207 million, in which he is worth every penny. After the extension, the biggest question for the Dallas Mavericks is how do we build around Luka Doncic? The formula the Mavs are using that is starting to work is 2 3-and-D wings, another playmaking guard, and a defensive big. The Mavs signed Reggie Bullock for a tuna sandwich and traded Kristaps Porzingis, who is a hard guy to get along with and cannot stay on the floor, for another playmaking guard and Spencer Dinwiddie, along with Walmart Kristaps Porzingis Davis Bertans. To go along with the change of personnel, Jason Kidd has done a tremendous job of getting his team to play defense. Kidd has the Mavs always moving and being active on the defensive end and taking away the three-point shot. The Dallas Mavericks gave up the least three-pointers per game by any team in the 2022 season. They do that by their rotations and activity on the perimeter. That is very important in today's NBA, obviously, by the rise of the three-point shot. That is what is needed to be changed for the Mavs, and one of Jason Kidd's biggest emphasis when he joined the Mavericks. What we have here is a pretty simple isolation play for Devin Booker on the left wing, with Chris Paul at the top of the key, Mikal Bridges on the right wing, Jay Crowder in the corner, and DeAndre in the weak side block. As you can see, there's not much movement going on, which makes it pretty easy to guard. The Mavs do a great job in recognizing this, as Dorian Finney-Smith decides to help guard the basket and go to the ball side block, basically telling Luka Doncic that he's got the basket and you take his. So Luka, now taking Ayton, is telling Jalen Brunson, hey, you take mine, you have two. So if Devin Booker were to throw a skip pass to either Crowder or Bridges, Brunson would have to take the ball, with Luka hard rotating out and taking the first pass after that. With Finney-Smith being so far over and guarding the basket, this puts Devin Booker in a tough spot, as this is kind of like a double team. This kind of double team forces players to take tough mid-range shots, as we see here from Booker.
I feel it's time to put the nerves aside and settle in for some execution and that comfort level that we saw them have all season long.
And now, Larry,
This next clip is going to start with Booker and Ayton in the middle of the floor setting a ball screen. There are many different ways to guard a ball screen. You can switch, hedge, or even play drop coverage. The Mavs decide to hedge in this situation as Cleaver's going to hop out and show on Booker and then drop back to Ayton frantically.
Cleaver's on Ayton. Booker's...
Finney Smith, who was originally guarding CP3, now has to drop down to give Cleaver enough time for about a split second to get back and guard Ayton. Once he gives Cleaver enough time to get back on Ayton, Finney Smith will then have to rotate back out to CP3, who is on the perimeter. On this particular play, Finney Smith is able to read the pass and able to jump it for a layup.
And it's intercepted by Dorian Finney-Smith. The other way with numbers punching on the wing. Booker comes out on Finney-Smith and Doncic goes right by Bridges.
Now that the Mavs have proved that they can be true title contenders around an all-time talent in Luka Doncic, these next few seasons are going to be very important for the Mavs. They have just lost their second best player to free agency, and Luka Doncic has 3 years left on his contract. A lot of pressure is on the Mavericks front office to surround Luka with enough talent to win a championship. The situation the Mavericks front office is in is very similar to the late 2000s Cavs with LeBron James. The Cavs front office failed to surround LeBron with enough talent to win a championship, which ultimately led to LeBron leaving to go to Miami.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.